Hello once again, everybody. I'm Jake Luce, and welcome to this live broadcast of my video coaching newsletter. This is a really exciting topic, why scholarship sources are irrelevant. It's actually a topic that I've wanted to talk about for a long time, so I have a quote on this topic, and then we have an email that was submitted by a parent that has some questions on the relevance of scholarships and kind of how they all work and how it's actually very difficult to get them and why really the source doesn't matter. So we'll see what she has to say, and then we will go from there. So while you guys are watching this, if anybody has any questions, feel free to let me know. So the quote says, when it comes to high school and junior college athletes earning college scholarships, the source of those scholarship dollars is irrelevant. Oftentimes, parents and prospects forget the game they're in, and more importantly, forget how difficult it is to actually earn a scholarship. In high school baseball, for example, there are over 500,000 seniors participating at the varsity level. 98% of those athletes will never put on a uniform for a Division I program, and 95% will never touch a college field at any level. Needless to say, the odds of earning a college scholarship are not in your favor. Whether a connection is derived from a recommendation by a recruiting company, high school coach, summer coach, or even another parent, what's important to remember is that scholarship dollars are dollars. Opportunities are opportunities, and it's easy to get caught up in wondering where, how, and why the scholarship was even offered. The college recruiting game is not an easy one to win, and by even having the opportunity to step foot on a college field, much less on scholarship, that's an experience parents and prospects should greatly appreciate. Earning a scholarship is a team effort, backed by support from parents, coaches, and any outside sources that may be utilized in order to help make that opportunity become a reality. Scholarship dollars are dollars that are not coming out of a parent's pocket. I repeat, scholarship dollars are dollars that are not coming out of a parent's pocket, and opportunities, whether they be big or small, should be appreciated wholeheartedly. So, I think there's a lot of good points in that quote, and it's something, again, that I've wanted to talk about for a little while. But if you have an opportunity to play at the college level, you are in the minority. Again, 95 to 98% of high school seniors will not even touch the field. And so that's why it's really important for people to appreciate any type of offer and any type of scholarship that they get. So with that said, let's go through this parent-submitted email and let's see what he has to say. He says, "Hi, Jake. Been following your work since 2015, and it's apparent you are well-versed in the college recruiting process. Well, it is my job, so thank you for the compliment. My question is simple. My son, who is a junior in high school, is being told by his summer organization that they will take care of his college recruiting. To date, we've been with the organization for 2 years and have received nothing from them in regards to offers or interest from college programs." Well, that's interesting because not all summer programs are the same. Being from Dallas and being in the Dallas Metroplex, the DFW Metroplex, it's really interesting to kind of see the different ways that summer organizations approach college recruiting and basically how much they help each individual prospect. And what I will say is this, that some are better than others. But you have to remember that this is a business, and summer programs are in it to make money. And just like with LPG, we are a business and we are in it to make money, but we're also in it to help kids. And very similar to summer organizations, that's what most of them are in this process to do. They're in it to help kids, to help them advance their careers, and to ultimately help them earn a college scholarship. But again, not all of them are necessarily created equal. And so that's why you have to be careful with getting in bed with a certain summer organization that makes a lot of promises and that doesn't go out and do their job. Because remember, at the end of the day, there's always new freshmen that are coming in. There's always new sophomores that are coming in. And so a summer organization's job, for the most part, is to win ball games and to be able to provide opportunities, whether it's lessons, hitting lessons, pitching lessons, or just overall instruction on how to make that kid or how to make that prospect better. So let's get back to his email. He says, "To date, we've been with the organization for 2 years and have received nothing from them in regards to offers or interest from college programs. The little interest we have received has been from a few showcase camps that we've attended, and even those have yielded nothing in terms of actual offers." Well, this parent is obviously realizing, how difficult it is to earn a scholarship, and a lot of parents go through this. They go through, the process, and they're kind of grasping at straws, if you will, and they're expecting that college coaches are going to come out of the woodworks and recruit their kid. Now, unless your kid is 6'2", 6'3", 6'4", throwing 90 plus, college coaches are going to take their time. Where college coaches will start to do stuff is when there is other interest from other schools being shown to that prospect. So if you think about it, I always use this analogy. If you have a meal at the dinner table and you have basically the meal is the prospect, okay, and you only have one person at the dinner table, there's no reason for that coach or whoever's at the dinner table to feel necessarily hungry. But what happens when other people start showing up at that dinner table and going after that meal? Obviously, there's going to be a little bit of a change in satiety levels, if you will, to say, well, you know, if all these other guys are recruiting this kid, then I better do something. So the idea is to create competition, right? College coaches are very competitive people. Most of them are former players, and they want to win. And that's the thing, is college coaches are actually really smart. Most of them are really smart, and they realize if they're being fed a line of you know what, or they realize if a college or if a summer program or if a high school coach is recommending that player and they keep hearing about that player, typically they're probably going to do something in the way of making them an offer, or at least inviting that prospect to come on a visit. Let's get back to the email. He says, the little interest we've received has been from a few showcase camps we've attended. That's good. And even those have yielded nothing in terms of actual offers. Our high school coach, on the other hand, has been helping with my son's recruiting videos and giving him access to the field so he can earn interest and exposure. Well, that's really good. Not all high school coaches are created equal, and those that actually do help in the college recruiting process are the ones that you want to stick with. And a lot of times parents and coaches parents and kids obviously don't necessarily have the luxury of choosing their high school coach. And so that's what makes it a little bit difficult is, you know, if you get stuck with a high school coach that really doesn't care about helping the kids, it puts you in a tough situation. And so then you're really having to rely, you know, on that summer coach or on that recruiting company or whoever that you hire in order to help get you exposure and to increase your chances of getting a scholarship. But in this case, it's really good that the high school coach is helping, because you can always switch summer organizations if you really needed to. It's a little bit more difficult to actually switch high schools because get the UIL involved, and then there's eligibility, and then why are you moving, and then there's a lot of questions that are asked. And so regardless of who's helping you, just remember that the scholarship source is irrelevant, whether it's the high school coach or the summer coach or the guy down the street. It really doesn't matter, because those are dollars that are not coming out of a parent's pocket. He goes on to say, we are thinking about changing summer organizations, and we were wondering if that's a good move. I can't answer that question for you because I don't know the summer organization that you're with. I can make recommendations on, you know, who we would recommend as far as what is in the best interest of the prospect and what is in the best interest of the parent. But every summer organization is different. Every summer organization has their different motives, and not all of them are created equal. So I can't necessarily say whether or not you should change, but this is something that you should remember, that you can and you do have the luxury of changing summer organizations if you need to. If you change summer organizations, and there's a lot of kids that are leaving that summer organization, that leaves that summer organization, regardless of how long they've been around, leaves them in a tough spot, because it makes them have to analyze what value and what type of value is really the best word, you know, how much are they bringing to the table as far as your college recruiting goes? If they're not doing anything and they're just collecting your paycheck and letting you go play 40, 50 games a summer in hopes that they go win a tournament, probably not the best summer organization to be with. That said, summer organizations have a lot to do. A lot of them have facilities. A lot of them have, you know, different things that they're trying to do in order to increase their revenue and increase their business. And so again, at the end of the day, this is all a business. It really is a business. And the fact of the matter is that there's hundreds of thousands of dollars of scholarship money available out there. And you have to find who is going to give you the best chance and who's going to give you the best opportunity to earn that scholarship. So email goes on to say, to me, it doesn't matter how or where he gets a scholarship from, but it seems we may need to make a move and put more time in with the high school coach, since he has shown the most interest in actually helping my son. Any advice would be appreciated. John. Well, John, that's what I would say, is you have to really weigh your options. It's more difficult to leave a high school than it is a summer organization. Summer organizations fight over players all the time. And the fact of the matter is again, not all of them are created equal. And so when you look at your options, it's actually a good thing that you have a high school coach that's actually willing to help you. If people that are in situations where their high school coach is not really wanting to help them, it puts the player and it puts the parent in a very difficult position. What I mean by that is, if you have a high school coach that's not willing to help you in this process, it really makes it difficult, because a lot of scouts definitely do go to high school games. I remember I went to Allen High School, and basically, you look at the type of talent that is put out through Allen High School. $60 million football stadium, really great baseball program, and basically, there's a lot of talent that comes out of that area. Doesn't mean it's necessarily easy to get recruited. And fortunately for my high school coach, who's the same high school coach that's there right now, Coach Paul Coe, he actually did help me in my college recruiting process. He did an interview talking about myself and talking about what I bring to the table as a player. And what that does is it helps college coaches feel a little bit more at ease. It helps them feel, okay, this is the kind of kid, this is the type of prospect that I would want to recruit if I had the opportunity. Now, with that said, coming out of high school, I really didn't have a whole lot of opportunities. In fact, I didn't sign my scholarship until about 2 weeks prior to college starting. And that's not because I didn't have different opportunities and different offers. It's just I didn't make that decision until very late in the process. And so what you have to decide is, when do you want to make this decision? Who is on your side and who is just trying to get a paycheck? And it's very, very difficult to differentiate between those two. So this was a great email, because this situation, they have a high school coach that really wants to help them. They have a summer organization that not necessarily doesn't want to help them, but hasn't shown the ability and hasn't shown, let's say, the results in helping them and putting forth that effort. And so it puts you in a really, really difficult spot. At the end of the day, the whole point of this video coaching newsletter is to say that scholarship sources are irrelevant. It's what I tell our clients. I don't care if the scholarship comes from us. I don't care if it comes from your summer coach, your high school coach, or the guy living under the bridge down the street. The fact of the matter is this: scholarship dollars are exactly that. They are dollars. And what that means is the school is taking on that expense so that way you or your son or your daughter can have the opportunity to participate in collegiate athletics, to earn their degrees, and to have a chance to possibly go on and play professionally after that degree is earned. And sometimes when it comes to basketball and some of these sports that you can leave college early, you can get to the professional side sooner rather than later. So thanks, Kyle. I appreciate the support. And so it's just a very difficult process. It's not something that is straightforward or binary. There's an ebb and flow to it. And even the guy that's commenting right now, Kyle Marler, my high school roommate, he's a left-handed pitcher, really, really talented guy. He and I went to Jefferson Junior College together up in St. Louis. And when we got there, we were in the top 10 in the country. And so we had great years, and there's more than one way to be successful, in this process. And if you think that a scholarship has to come from your high school coach, or it has to come from your summer coach, or it has to come from mom or dad, you're kidding yourself, because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. The scholarship source is irrelevant. The only thing that you can do as a parent or a kid is to increase your chances of getting a scholarship through social media, through talking with coaches, through asking for help, and through trusting people that have executed on this process and really got it done in the past. And so that's why I love LPG, and that's why I love our company, is because a lot of times the scholarships don't necessarily come from us. It doesn't have to come from us. And I explain that to our clients, and 99.9% of them get it, because at the end of the day, most of them are great people, and they're appreciative of getting the opportunity, not necessarily because it goes directly through LPG, but because they have the opportunity at all. Remember, you are in a losing game. You are going to the casino at a 95 to 98% disadvantage in this process. It's not easy to win. You would have much better odds of taking your $20,000, $30,000, $50,000 and going to the casino and playing blackjack or betting on red or black and roulette, because you have much better chance of doubling, tripling, quadrupling your money. But in the college recruiting game, it's just different. You're playing a game that's a losing game. And so what you have to decide is whether or not you're going to roll the dice, whether or not you're going to try to do this on your own. And regardless of where the scholarship comes from, if you have the opportunity to get on the college field with that scholarship, you're doing better than most other people. So with that said, I'll wrap this video coaching newsletter up. This is the first one I've done live, so thank you to those that have watched. Thank you to those that are watching live. Thank you to those that have kind of popped in and popped out. I really do appreciate it. And if you want more information or want more of these video coaching newsletters, visit luceprospectgroup.com or visit our YouTube channel, Luce Prospect Group LLC. Feel free to write me anytime if you got parents that have, or if you're a parent that has questions, Jake at luceprospectgroup.com. We're happy to answer these questions, and maybe, if you're lucky, we'll be able to do a video coaching newsletter on that very topic that you're wondering about. With that said, I'm going to end the live broadcast. Thank you guys so much, and we'll talk to you soon.